Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for the latest episode of Rick and Morty, Rick, a Mort Well Lived. And I enjoyed this episode. There's not much to it, other than pretty much Morty was in, the Roy video game, when a terrorist attack kind of took over the Blitzen chips. Blitzen chips? The kind of arcadey place that they've gone to before and played this game before. And it kind of fucks them over because we see that like all these different kind of characters are talking with Morty's voice, and we see that Rick got in there to pretty much get him back together, and his pretty much plan was to get all of them into spaceships, push out to the edge of the video game, and pretty much have it reset itself, so that way Morty's mind that's been fragmented into like 7 billion people can be like condensed back into one. However, the thing is trying to get all the different kind of parts of Morty to kind of agree is kind of problematic in that there's certain parts of Morty that don't trust Rick, and they just start going through all this different kind of stuff. And while this is going on, Summer has been tasked with essentially pulling a Die Hard to fight the terrorists, and you find out that the movie of Die Hard is essentially like, as long as civilizations go along certain kind of path lines, common myths start kind of popping up, and they kind of have Die Hard, and they kind of play around with it. You see Summer kind of like falling down and killing that one dude accidentally. Her doing the like taped gun, making it seem like she's never seen Die Hard or anything, but she'd read like this Die Hard book to essentially do the ending of Die Hard to take out the dude. Well, he doesn't take him out. Summer let this one dude live, and he's like, "Yeah, I ate somebody once. I was a kid, and I haven't eaten anybody since." And then he eats the head terrorist dude, and we see a little stinger at the end, where they're pretty much enacting Die Hard 3. Yeah, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Except that they're trying to like, it's like, I hate everybody, and that it doesn't kind of work as well. And I'm like, all right, I kind of get it. And that's pretty much it. Like, there wasn't really much here, but I kind of enjoyed them kind of riffing on it. Made it pretty much like Summer just like doing like her action kind of stuff. It was funny enough. I was kind of entertained. There wasn't really any depth or kind of character stuff other than, hey, we're going to be making fun of like Die Hard. So I could understand how this episode really wouldn't be for a lot of people, because they just go with the same kind of, not basic kind of Rick and Morty formula, but they don't really go much with it to a big escalation kind of route. They just stick to the kind of parodying and messing with it, where the thing is like she's going blah blah blah, Die Hard, Die Hard, Die Hard. Oh, she hasn't seen Die Hard. That makes her the ultimate McClane. I'm like, really? I didn't know anything like that would have made John McClane like John McClane. He just like deals with fucked up stupid ass situations, and usually when he's on the back foot. Granted, granted, I haven't watched them recently, but I've watched pretty much all the Die Hards. And I like Die Hard's film series, and I appreciate a good parody of this. And I think this was pretty decent enough. I do like that we had seen that Rick and Morty were kind of getting through their whole kind of, well, not getting through their issues, but at least dealing with them again, kind of in a different kind of scenario. They get most of the Mortys out, but the thing is, it seems like Morty is now stuck in perpetual, like, I will do whatever Rick wants mode. And that's kind of fucked up. And the thing is, we get pretty much a Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of feel to it, as they keep it on and switched up to a battery per Rick's instructions, and then keeping it in a kind of vault thing that they've got. And it's like, all right, cool. There are just some good action moments with Summer. We see all of the shit that Rick's kind of got to go through. He's not trying to make a religion, but certain people are calling it a religion in that kind of video game. Whereas it's funny because there are different aspects of people, and when you fragment someone's mind to 17 billion, you're going to have certain kind of aspects pop up over others. And seeing like this Marta character as Morty trying to like get out of the system and having to deal with like their father like pretty much disowning them and then coming back, and then Marge's like, no, we're just gonna live here. It's like, okay, interesting. So it's kind of weird. There's not really much to dive into. I just liked what it did. It just your typical kind of Rick and Morty episode. Like, interestingly enough, I would say that if you had not seen Rick and Morty before, this would be a nice kind of primer to show to your friends. Shows the basic kind of setup, kind of stuff that they kind of riff on or whatnot. I know it's kind of weird because it's in season 6, so it'd be weird, but however, there are like certain episodes of Supernatural where you go deep into like not deep, but go into like season 3 with like the heat of the moment where Sam's stuck in the kind of like time loop thing. That is a great way to like showcase Supernatural's kind of best qualities for somebody to get into, like the first 5 seasons. Everything else, if you're into it, go for it. I lost my sanity to that shit long ago. Yeah, I really don't have much else for this episode. I mean, if you liked it, tell me what other kind of stuff you liked in it. Nothing really jumped out as like any kind of like big kind of jokes or really big kind of things that I noticed. I was like, oh, that's really kind of good. So if you've got anything like that, let me know. But I really enjoyed this episode and hope that there's kind of more like it. Not that I'd like it to be even funnier and just be like a standout kind of one, but this is just a good kind of classic Rick and Morty episode where I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like my time was wasted and I had enjoyment out of this. They did a funny parody of Die Hard, and we got an interesting kind of shit with video games and Morty. So, yeah. So those are my opinions on the episode. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.